Hey, what's up, everyone? Hello, and welcome to a brand new episode of Heliopsychosis podcast. This is your host, Vikka Draziv. Guys, welcome to the show. If you're first time here, do hit that subscribe and like button. And yes, what an awesome show we have today. We have an open mic, so we can have guests today. We also have some guests already here. Some of our friends from TikTok Flat Earth Gang. We are ripping the globe apart, not on daily basis, but also on hourly and minute basis too. We are destroying them, so it's good to have some of our brothers from there joining us today on open mic on Heliopsychosis podcast. So before we get into that, I just want to give quick shout out about the coffee links. As I mentioned, if you guys support what we are doing here and if you want to invite us to a coffee, you can find the link there in the description. You can buy a coffee for our brother co-host Gene or for me. Gene is also supposed to have some products soon also, so that the hours and the time we spend, so to have a little bit of more inspiration, because we know time is energy and effort. So it's more for that, and also for support, like as a right. So I also have, as I mentioned always, you can find that I have on coffee, you can find this beautiful copper bottle which have amazing benefits to have water store and drinking in them. I won't go into the details of the benefits, they are amazing. So you can find that link also below in the description if you want to get one. With this, you are also not only having something amazing from Vikka Draziv, but also supporting what Vikka Draziv is doing here. So do check out the links. And yes, we get into our brother host from all the way from New York. How are you doing, Gene?
Hey, brother, what's up? Doing really good, bro. Had an awesome Sunday. It seems the spring is finally arriving in the past couple days, so it's really nice. Good to be here. Hey, what's up, everybody in the chat? Good to see you guys. Um, yeah, TikTok's been a lot of fun lately, bro. Um, we are tearing it up. Like it's a cool venue because people come and go on these chats, these individual chat rooms, and some of them have some really good questions. Some people are genuine, they're curious, and then you get your trolls, but they get weeded out, And what was Nathan up there for? He was up there for hours today, and he had one nice globy up there. It was respectful. He said he was a captain of a ship, a sailor, and I don't know. The guy said he took a 4-hour test to get his captain's license 4 years ago. I was like, what? Where do you need to be to take a 4-hour test? And what kind of abilities does that offer? But he had no idea about 8 inches per mile square, how to measure the rotation of the Earth, or he didn't have too much of an idea about what's going on around him though. But it was cool because he was genuinely curious and was willing to say, "Listen, you guys have a really great ground you're standing on," and he's trying to understand it. So that was fun to watch. I don't like the shills coming up and just you know bouncing stupid things and making empty claims about what they think they heard and they don't understand it. That's takes all the fun out of it. So, but no, it's good. We'll have some guys on today actually, and I'm excited to see them and we'll meet them up here. It'll be fun. Yeah, on different grounds, and the crowd's getting bigger and bigger, guys. So yeah, that's for sure. I think you lost your
Oh
audio,
yeah,
Vika.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
there you go.
absolutely. Today is open mic, so anybody can jump in to say hello or have questions or want to share something. So the link is pinned up right there. So yes, we have another friend from today. We have not very long time that we have known us, but yeah, amazing flat earther. And want to get him here with saying thank you for that gold member, brother Asil. and welcome to Heliopsychosis podcast.
Oh, I wasn't expecting to be on, but yeah, man, no problem. I've been around for 3 years, but not long on TikTok because the TikTok community was kind of toxic for a while. But I found you, Gene, Nathan, Fred, all different characters, but we come along together and we have good conversations and all that good stuff. So I'm trying to support everyone that's doing contents like this. So that's why I decided to give you a gold membership, man. You do excellent content. You have so much good stuff on your YouTube channel that I just started to follow a couple days ago. But yeah, I'm gonna do all the support and answer any questions you guys have. If you want my opinion on stuff, I'm there for sure, for sure.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Thank you, brother, for that. And we will get into more details with you and your journey too. And let's welcome our another good brother. I don't see him. I see him, but it says device not connected. Rakia. I cannot add you to the stream because it shows me device not connected. So you have to go out and try to log in again. All right. So if you're hearing me, Rakia. And for the people, there's a link pinned up on the chat if anybody wants to jump in. And yes, Azil, tell us about yourself, brother. When did your journey started, and what got you into it?
Sorry, I was plugging my phone because it's about to die. Well, I'm from Canada. I live in North Bay, Ontario right now. And my journey to flat Earth started about close to 4 years now. It all started with the pandemic. Um, Opened my eyes to other little lies around us, right? Because it's not only the shape of the Earth, and there's a lot more to that deceives us all around us. And it led me to the moon landing. Um, the moon landing was a big eye opener because I had never looked into it because I was just blindly believing in what we were told as a kid and my Star Wars dreams and becoming a Jedi and a Super Saiyan from Dragon Ball. And then it, in a matter of weeks, I was into the flat Earth and trying to debunk it, the crazy idea of a flying pancake that we were shown. Um, and another 2 weeks later, I couldn't debunk it, and my world was shattered because everything around me was a lie. And then I started seeing all the deception and the signs, and it led me to a biblical world, and that led me into the rabbit hole of the modern religions that I call now because uh, and there's a lot of the modern religions and the Word of God that has been hijacked by the powers that be that are controlling us to this day. And so before I even came out as a flat earther for like 2 years, I did research and research and a lot of research. And still trying to debunk it, but um, I was a flat earther, but I was still in the closet. Let's put it that way. And recently with the TikTok, I found Caleb. Caleb was one of the first one, and Dare to Know. I don't know his first name, but he's the guy with the toque. And then there was David Weiss, and and they were there for a few months, and then I met Nathan on a live and started talking with him, and then the community and the friendship between others grew and grew with easy in a matter of a week. I've been actively uh, in lives on TikTok for about, I'd say, 2 weeks now, and made a lot of friends, a lot of beautiful, beautiful intellectual minds out there. Made me realize and I learned so much. Even on the Globers part, I met a lot of nice people out there that are knowledgeable and intellectual beings that we can all learn from because we're all humans. So yeah, and now I'm here. I didn't expect to be on the show, but yeah, thanks for having me, Vika and Gene. It's much appreciated.
Oh yeah, brother, absolutely. TikTok is very addicting, right? You get hooked up with those people getting together and sharing and speaking, and
Yeah, Nathan, today, how many times did he
things
say? I
heated
heard
up.
him say two or three times. About another half an hour. We'll wrap it
It's
up in
from
half an hour. It's like,
Well,
come
from
on.
past 3 hours. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, and it's always like that with lives. In Nathan lives, honestly, like, I remember the first real live that me and Nathan interacted, and we came up with a few ideas and like just a hypothesis. And the I remember at one point he said, "Okay, I'm gonna close down 5 minutes if there's no globe, the proof of the globe, right?" And then we started talking and talking, and 2.5 hours later, we were in a full-on discussion. It's amazing when the community is like at peace and sharing and connecting. That those I love. I love those moments when there's no arguments and there's still some heated discussion even between us flat earthers because some of
exactly.
our opinions will differ, but we will communicate and talk and agree and disagree, and it's a beautiful community.
Oh
It
yeah,
really is. I agree
go
with
ahead.
that 100%, man.
Oh yeah, that's how we learn. That's how we learn, picking each other's brains, and right. And it's good to have constructive criticism because it helps you get in more deeper to the truth.
Yeah, yeah, totally. And the way I see it, um, like you might have an idea and it'll make me connect the dot, or Gene or Nathan or anyone on the panel that will be talking about a subject, and then we'll be, hey, that made me think of this, and we link them together, and it's almost like if I dare to say, a scientific method or a scientific research. Like we're researching all these subject and talking about all these subject and coming with ideas and hypotheses, and then trying to figure them out, and then trying to prove them or find something that will be able to prove the hypothesis. I love it. It's a beautiful, beautiful, like, um a learning experience, and the personal growth too. Like personally, when we talk, especially when we talk about scriptures and the biblical cosmology. I'm sorry, I'm French, but you guys get it, right? We talk about those moments, and there was some moments I had deja vus, even with you, Vika. At one moment, I think I said it, that I had a deja vu of the conversation that we had, and I felt it in my soul and my body. I felt the vibration and it, it's something unbelievable. The connection of people halfway around the world that you connect, and you feel like it feels right, and that's how it's supposed to be in real life. Love, compassion, and yeah.
Oh yeah, in this confused and world with people with so many different ideas and view. So to have flat earthers, it's like, you feel like you have community and you're sharing, and because this is the thing. It's so easy to get off track with all the distraction these people have, right? So, and this community is freaking growing day by day,
Oh yeah.
moment by moment.
Oh yeah, like at the end of Nathan's live today, Shayla, like this girl said she had been looking for like communities, and she's always, the algorithm always throws her into globers debunking the flat earth, and then she just randomly opt on, And I asked her if she wanted to go share her awakening. She said, yeah. 30 seconds later, she was talking with Nathan, and she talked with you guys for like an hour and a half. Like, I wasn't on the panel, I was listening and modding, but it was a beautiful experience at that point. We had a new flat earther in the community, and she's amazing. She's got great ideas. She's a genuine person. It's amazing that these connections are still made in the chaos of our world. Like you said, Vika, the divide, because everything is made to divide these days. Every topic is supposed to divide us.
right? Everything's a distraction, also. So, and it's all psyop on top of psyop.
Oh yeah, and they can. Yeah, go ahead, Zika.
Well, I was gonna say to Gene that the psyop thing, it's like they'll make everything that's true a psyop
Yeah,
because they know the grasp they have on the normal people, on the people that are still asleep, as we
yeah.
say.
Living
And
in the matrix.
yeah, I do not have any hatred or hatred's a strong word. I don't like that word.
Yeah,
I do not disrespect them or laugh at their beliefs, but we were all in that situation at one point in our lives, right? And I try to listen to them, understand them, and then just having a casual conversation with them and learn about their beliefs, and then try to share my beliefs, plant seeds. I've awakened people just by talking and planting seeds, and I think that's the way to go. You can't force an ideology on someone because
yeah,
then you're becoming the government, the powers that be, right? Because that's how they do it. They force their religion on you, on their yeah.
true.
Oh
And you
yeah,
know
and
what? U-
go ahead, Gene. Go ahead.
Ultimately, we all made up our own mind. Nobody convinced me the Earth was flat or a ball. I just went along with the ball theory until I tried to prove it, and then realized for myself that I was wrong. So, but you're right. It's a matter of planting the right seeds in the right person at the right time. It could be tricky, because some people just have a block, and the seeds don't work in that area of science, let's say, but maybe they might work in like politics or religion or something like that. So everybody's got a different angle they can be hit from. So a matter of finding where that is with your personal relationships, I guess, or friends like family and stuff like that. And then you know what? Some people are just they're never gonna get it. It's not for everybody to understand. I think I'm becoming more aware of that lately. It's just they're not gonna get it. That's all there is to it.
Oh
I
yeah.
thought, go ahead, Vika. It's your turn.
No, 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 no. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm.
Yeah, I'll agree with Eugene on that. Like at first, when I started going on lives, um, I was actually testing my knowledge of the flat Earth and my knowledge of the globe, going in debates,
Right.
uh, as the community say, flat smacking, and
Right.
I had fun doing that. But at one point, I kind of felt like it became toxic. It, it was going a little bit against what I'm living through right now as love, caring, and respect, and accepting that there's other beliefs out there. And now I'm trying to, when I go into a globe debate, I try to understand their beliefs. So I let them explain to me their beliefs, and I ask them questions on their beliefs. And I don't impose mine. And then I'll ask them, I'll try to find grounds that we can agree on, and then go from there, and then tell them my belief without imposing it. And it's been seemed to work because I've been having good um, civil debates with some globe believers, and I've learned from them, and I'm sure they've learned from me.
Oh yeah. And also the algorithm, they compart, how do you say, doesn't let people join, and because they really have the control, like the example of the girl you gave, right? They're on TikTok all their life, right? Or maybe the years they have been there, but they're right there, but they're not getting in the right algorithm. So as I always said, this is the AI we are fighting with the algorithm, right? And about the seeds also, we need to put the seeds and go ahead. If that seed is never supposed to germinate, it will germinate, right? So if people are having hard time reaching flat earth, that's a different thing. And but there are people who knows about flat earth, but they're still denying it, right? So I think we don't have to waste time with those people, right? Because we see they have the same old argument from years and years, and they're not updating, even on TikTok.
There's nowhere for them to go.
The what?
Exactly.
What did you say, Gene?
Well, there's nowhere for them to really go. Science
Oh,
isn't
yeah,
getting any better for them, you know?
yeah, yeah, yeah. And today, I went off of the my usual podcast panels on TikTok, and I was just scrolling through random videos, and sometimes they show you, lives and stuff like that. And I fell on a live from I didn't really ask where they were, but I think they were from France, Marseille, and so they were Islam or Muslims from the East world, the Eastern world from where I am. Um, and I started. It's a French one, and I started speaking with them, and I shared what we were, what we had came with some of the beliefs and debunking the globes and theories and hypothesis. And I spoke with them for a good 2 hours, and I made like 60 new followers from that live. And it made me realize that in that community, there's a lot more flat earthers or true earthers out there that are not united with the community that we have. I know there's a language barrier right there because they're French and we're mostly English, but it's a big, big, big community over there too. So I'm gonna try to link both communities by having them join the lives, and I can translate from French to English and stuff like that. Once I'm able to have lives, I need a few more followers on TikTok to be honest to host a live, but I'll get there one day. But yeah, I want to try to unite those communities that are like separated by the algorithm, right? Because they didn't even know what was going on in our TikToks and our panels, and I told them, and they were mind blown by what we were so ahead of them on debunking so many other things, right? And it was another experience. I made many friends over there, so it, and it was all random. The actual algorithm of randomness brought me to them, which what
Oh,
for me was a sign. For me, it was a sign that I had to meet those people, and I learned from them too. It was a good experience today. It was an amazing day for me in growth in the flat earth community.
oh yeah. This what it's all about is spreading that kindle of fire to the next, so it just spread it, like, right? So speaking about these new friends you've got and from France, the mechanical realm is not on my channel, the French subtitle version, but I can try to pass you the link of the mechanical realm documentary, which have French subtitles. And I think also the mechanical, the flat and the curve, both are in subtitle in French also. So I'll
Yeah, I
try to
think both
pass
of
you
them
those
are.
links.
Yeah, 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 man. If you pass them on to me, for sure, I'll share. Yeah, I'll share those too because I've watched them and I love them. I've told you that on the panel too and on TikTok. Those are amazing work. Good job on that. Seriously, uh, really good. And I will spread the word with the French community at that point for sure, for sure.
Awesome. Thanks, brother. So, people, here you have the link above pinned. It's an open mic. Come and say hello. Uh, any questions? You want to chat a little bit? So, the link is right up there. You don't have to do a video if you don't want to. You can only do audio and share what you want to. A big shout out to people in the chat. Rakia, brother, you're supposed to be here on the panel. What are you doing? Come and say hello, brother. Rakia, big shout out to him. He's on TikTok. He's been doing lives with Globers, with flat earthers from a very long time. He has amazing videos. He has amazing collection of maps, clocks, ancient maps, right? We discuss a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you can talk about any
So,
part of flat Earth.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
talk to.
Rakia and also Angel, Angel of Light. Those two guys and of Africa are amazing TikTokers. I got to do a shout out to those guys because while I was just creeping around the lives and not really participating. Rakia, Angel of Light, I saw them, the big Globers, 5 versus 1, and they just stood there like a monumental statue of glory and took it like a boss. And I was impressed by Rakia, Angel, and even Sun. Um, all those guys are good. I'd say they're great leaders in the community. They know their stuff, and they always stay calm and polite. And they can take some attacks like no tomorrow. Like they're jellos. You punch on them, and it just bounces back. They don't even flinch, and they're amazing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Patience with the Globers because yeah, sometimes you can really go off, right? Yeah. Because they go crazy sometimes, right? So yeah, shout out also to the people in the chat. Rakia is there, and there's Melodome. Hey, brother Austin. Yes, I am looking forward for that video that you're mentioning in the chat. Also check out Melodome, Austin Thompson. Then there's also Winston in the chat. It's in REM. And Stephanie Campbell is right there too. Then there's Jenna Lewis, Flat Earth. Exactly. So, yep, the link is there if people want to jump in. And yeah, Seal. So, what was your personal truth that with Flat Earth that resonated with you the most out of all that amazing proof that the Earth is geocentric and stationary and flat?
To be honest, common sense. Um, what?
Nice.
like
It seems like you
seriously.
like it.
No, no, but it's probably I don't know if I'm the only one that will answer that like common sense. Most people will say water or we see too far, but me it was actually common sense. Like I was actually looking for I was in a spot in my life where I was looking for who I was at that point, and I work in isolated areas, and I had started meditation for my personal growth, and then I realized I'm not moving, I'm not spinning,
Oh yeah, that's a
and
nice one.
yeah, and then also by meditating, I could connect. I felt the wind. I felt like I could connect with the wind and the trees and the water around me. I was sitting on a dock in the middle of a beautiful, flat, motionless water with just a small breeze, the reflection on the water, the beautiful sun, um, and it made me realize nothing's moving. I'm not moving. Everything's moving around me.
Oh yeah, brother, it's a really nice way to put it, because that's what you need. The people need is that the common sense. We don't need to be rocket scientists or some kind of diploma or something, right? We can see the intelligent design, right? Every moment it shows and prove that this Earth is stationary and flat. Also in the chat there is Seven Lucas and also Brian Odell. Guys, we have an open chat
Hey, what's up,
today,
guys?
open mic, and do jump in if you guys want to say hello or share something or have a question. Seven Lucas, come on, click that link and come up. Oh yeah, for me the government, like the government is saying if the Earth is not flat, for me it's flat.
Yeah,
For
that
me
kind of
that's
made me look. That kind of made me look into it because here in Canada, Justin Trudeau said it, and at the same time, the day before, in the states, Obama said it, and I was like, hey, you got to be kidding me! There's people that believe in that, right? So I tried to debunk it, but it was actually like when I was sitting alone that I realized, it's flat. Like, we're not moving. It's
Oh yeah, they're telling us through movies, through games, right?
oh yeah,
They're programming.
oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, even in commercials too.
I had stopped watching TV, and my relationship I'm in right now, my girlfriend, she likes the show Big Bang Theory. And once you're awakened and you watch the Big Bang Theory, there's a lot of symbolism, and like they show you stuff through that show, and then you just once you're awake you see all the symbolism, you connect all the dots, and it's mind opening, like it's mind blowing too, the amount of symbolism in everything around you. They're telling you the truth, but you're accepting the lie. That's something that's powerful for me.
Yeah, that's through years of conditioning, bro. Since we're little, tiny little babies. They vaccinate us first. Oops, bad word. But they you can't walk out of a hospital until you get jammed with all these opinions. Let's call them right. And then they got little kids hooked on dinosaurs and outer space from little Mickey Mouse cartoons, and that leads you into kindergarten when they really start hammering you. And then we're taught to trust these people. Listen to them. They're the ones with the authority. They understand better than us. And that's just ingrained into our heads. So it becomes a truth, I guess, in a way. Like a shared delusion becomes a reality, sort of.
Yeah, you're right, but Y- we say it, yeah, it does start when we're young, but the first people to start the indoctrination are actually our parents because they're already indoctrinated.
Yeah,
And the first person that indoctrinated our parents were their parents.
yeah, yeah,
It that's how they hide. They don't. That's how they made it. At one point, they took a full generation, indoctrinated it, and then the work was getting done for them because that generation was teaching their kids, and
yeah.
their kids will teach their kids. It's a cycle, and they don't need to do anything anymore except just feed us some more delusions and some more space stories.
Yeah.
I
And
don't
they
think
just
I.
keep it going. It feeds itself with the education system.
Yeah,
You know,
And now they're pushing more and more agendas, and it's kind of
you know,
sad.
that's the litmus test. You know, if more people cheering on these fake NASA missions, they can gauge it. If you know, if 90 out of 100 people are going to cheer on NASA, they know what they can get away with tomorrow, because they believe that they'll believe anything, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know if I'm the only one that noticed, but the censoring about the true Earth and the biblical cosmology um, kind of is less now than it was, let's say, 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, because they've seen that they have an army of people to defend them without them having to do anything. That's my belief on that. I don't know if anyone noticed, but we are less and less censored.
Oh, for sure, for sure. But this also, yeah, but should be in millions, should be in millions, but they are keeping us in our check. That's what they are doing at the end of the day, because there's a lot of not only information and disinformation, but there's also a lot of gatekeeping of information
Yeah,
going on. So
there is. Like, look at Vika's videos. They got 30,000 views on Mechanical Realm and Flatten the Curve. Flatten the Curve got 30,000 views in the first month. So those numbers are off. 100%. They're not accurate. So
Oh yeah,
they do things weird over here and they'll let it go over there. So it's confusing. It's hard to monitor. It's hard to gauge and really watch, because they are all in on it. All these platforms are in on stuff.
what we would need is within the community find a few computer engineers to make a server, our own server, make our own platforms, and then spread the word and unite the people on our own servers and platforms outside of the system platform. Or is there already a platform like that made by truthers?
there are platforms, but this is the thing, right? The people don't want to go away from the major platforms. This is the thing,
Yeah, but
right?
let's say we don't really care about the people that aren't truthers, but if we gather our friends and like the people that follow you, you bring them, I bring the people that follow me, and then you spread the words. Like, if you want to talk about it, we have this platform, it's free, you can come over and it's safe, you can say whatever you want, and then you bring in people, and it could be possible. We would just need to put the time. I know it's also the financial. We all have our lives, but and it could be something that could be done before they actually shut all the platforms that we talk on.
I heard they're
Oh
arresting
yeah.
people with certain VPNs now, though, too. They're making stuff like that harder and harder to access and
S-
accomplish.
Yeah, so you haven't went through the VPN rabbit hole. They're still finding you, and they can still they make you believe they can, but all the data is still they still know. I was using VPNs and I actually stopped for certain things. Like, I'll use Rumble because Rumble does have their own uh not Rumble, the Lion. And I think that's Rumble, right? The Lion thing. Anyways, I use the search engine with the lion. I don't even remember the name of it. Um, they have their own little firewalls, but they're still connected and linked to the system, so they still have ways to um, gather the data they need. Like, I don't think there's many ways we can all get rid of the data phishing that they do. That's my belief because everything around us is gathering data from us. Your TV, your phone. If you have a Wi-Fi oven, a Wi-Fi microwave, a Wi-Fi fridge, they're all gathering data. If you have Google Home, it's gathering data. You have Wi-Fi at home, it's gathering data. Uh, yeah, we can't really get away from it, but they're allowing it because they see that the mass won't respond to us. So at one point, we'll need to stop fighting the mass and just unite together and as a mass to be right now we're all divided on different platforms, on different lives. On at one point, I'm pretty sure we will need to find a way to unite everyone that believes in the true earth and the biblical cosmology and then start a movement, not a little bit here, a little bit there. I don't know if you understand what I mean.
Yeah, it makes
Oh
sense.
yeah,
We got to
brother.
chip away and gather all of our expertise and experience and combine it, right? And become the anarchists that they don't want, right? Anarchy is what you're describing, just to be on our own without the regulations and penal codes and all the laws and stipulations they put on us.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it anarchy, but gather to like at one point we might need to even just try to unite with a here in Canada. Right now, it's the carbon tax. So I'm starting to talk to a lot more people that are fighting against what's going on in Canada in the politics, and then planting seeds. They're already up awake to the deception of what's going on in their lives in Canada. So it's easier to plant a seed at that way. So I think that's how I'm trying to gather bigger mass in Canada and try to unite people that disagree with the government on another subject to try to unite with them, even if they don't believe in the flat Earth, but just to stand up to the controllers, basically, not just on
Oh
the
yeah.
flat Earth, but on other subjects. Like y- we need to do it on on a with a bigger movement at one point that would help the flat Earth movement. Also, that's my belief.
I think the same could work if it happened in mass amounts of smaller communities. It would almost equal the same. If we're not, if they own the platforms. You said it right. They own the platforms. It breaks down to smaller local communities because when they pull the plug, we're not going to have any of these platforms anymore.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it really is going to come down to the local people understanding the other local people, I think, and being able to get along with your neighbor.
Oh yeah, and that's something that in big cities, like I've lived in big cities and I didn't know my neighbor. I live in a smaller community right now, and I understand what you mean when they decide to pull the plug on the system. Yeah, that
Yeah,
I understand. Yeah, you are correct, Gene.
I
Oh
think so.
yeah. Hugo, just a second, brothers. Hugo, you have a link on the top of the chat. You can jump in, say hello. You want to share your observation of the Isla Tortuga with the people. Hugo is also from the TikTok community. Oh yeah, continue, brothers.
Is that Hugo Boss? Hugo Barry?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
he's in the chat.
Hugo.
Come up,
Hugo,
brother.
you know me.
What
Come up,
up,
come
bro?
up. I'm Azael from TikTok. Hugo Boss.
Oh yeah. So
Azil,
this
I
is the
followed you today. I don't know if you saw that, but I followed you today.
Yeah, yeah, I saw that.
Cool.
Like I'm not. I've seen people go on those follower lives where you just get followers. I've done it to get to 200 just to be able to access a live, and then from there, I'm almost at 700, so I'll be able to actually host a live soon, and that'll be fun. I want to host lives because I'll make them a little bit bilingual. Like I said, I want to try to unite the French community with the English community and try to unite a little bit of both sides of the worlds at that point.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's great.
Keith, how are you?
What's up, guys? What are
What's
you
up, Keith?
talking? What are you talking about, eh?
Are you making fun of my French Canadian accent, by the
No,
way?
no, no, no. I'm married to a French Canadian from Ottawa.
Uh, I grew up right next to Ottawa. I was born in Gatineau, Quebec.
That's where her family's from, Gatineau and Elmer.
Oh, really?
Yep, yep.
How old is she?
She is 43.
Okay, no, never mind. She's a little bit older than me. I was
Yeah,
gonna make a joke, but yeah, that's the world is so small, man. Like I've been meeting a lot of people from Ontario, and there you go. It's awesome.
I was across the river, I guess, there getting gas with my wife's uncle, and somebody asked me something in French, and I said, "Sorry, bro, I don't talk French." And then the guy started cursing me out. And my uncle, who's a big bodybuilder, or my wife's uncle, who's a big bodybuilder, jumped in his face and said, "He's from Florida. You know, he doesn't know. He doesn't speak your language." But I guess there's some issues there with the French-speaking Canadians versus the I guess the dual language speaking Canadians. I don't know. It was kind of a funny time.
I actually moved out of Quebec just because of the way that French Canadians are racist to English people and Native people, and I disagreed with their point of view. I actually got black sheep by my family because I made some choices like that too.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's division everywhere, right? And in Quebec, it's they want to become they wanted to become an independent country for a while because they're French and they're proud of their French. But they don't respect anyone else, so I didn't like that.
Well, you know that they have a lot of Greco-Roman buildings to be French. I guess you have or you have not looked into the false history and all the
Oh
architecture.
yeah, in the city of Quebec, amazing buildings,
Yeah.
amazing Tartarian buildings. If you look at the Parliament in Ottawa, that's that's one. The archives in Ottawa also. There's tunnels, like Hugo was saying earlier today on a live. Man,
Oh,
those are
you
amazing,
were on the
amazing.
live when I was talking about that? That's pretty
I
cool.
was modding at the bottom.
Okay, nice.
I wasn't on the panel, Hugo, but I was helping the live by modding it.
Okay, that's sweet. So, hey everybody, hey Vika, hey Gene Edited, and Keith
Yeah.
Cameron,
Hey,
Azael.
brother.
Aloha from Florida.
Hey,
So we have another brother from TikTok community, Flat Gang, Hugo Boss. Right, he did some amazing observations few days back, like live, right on TikTok. So that was amazing. Hugo, you want to share something about your observation and your journey, brother? You're welcome to
okay,
Heliopsychosis.
so I can tell you a little bit about me. I'm from Canada, right beside Ottawa. Actually, get snow, but no one knows get snow, so I always say right beside Ottawa.
I
And
like I said, I grew up in Gatineau, Hugo.
oh, really? Well, I guess maybe we've met before. Don't know. What school did you go to?
That's where my wife's family's from. Also, is from Gatineau and from Elmer.
Yeah, well, I've been there
Présidence de
since.
Carrefour.
Oh, okay, yeah, I was in Carrefour also, so we probably met at some point.
Probably.
Yeah, so I come from there, and I had a house, I had everything, a job, and then I quit everything to just start traveling, and I bought a truck, a camper, and I'm in Baja, Mexico, and I like to do long distance observations because there's a lot of good locations around Baja, Mexico area. My goal is to find a perfect location, perfect weather, and see inland Mexico. So the closest point right now for me to inland Mexico is 150 kilometers, but it varies, and that's like straight across. So if I see anything like more to the left or more to the right, I have another island that's about 130 kilometers away. I want to try and get a higher point of view and focus on one of those. I do not have an infrared lens though, so that's my next step is to go get a couple lenses, solar filter, infrared for my P950, and I still managed to do some pretty good observations around here. My last one was 37.5 mile observer height, 6 inch above sea level. It was a really perfect calm day, no wind. So I managed to bring my tripod in the ocean. I sat down in the water.
Nice.
I was like as low as I could be without getting my camera wet, and I focused in on Isla Tortuga from Mulegé Lighthouse on the beach there. And when you plant that out on a line and you calculate how far it is, it's 37.5 miles. That island, Isla Tortuga, is only 735 feet over sea level at the highest elevation. And I could see a very good amount of the island, way more than according to Earth curve calculators I've used a couple, and they all came up with 800 plus feet of curvature without refraction, and then with standard refraction, there still should have been
Standard.
760 something feet of curvature, and I could see the island that's only 735 feet. And so far, all I get is from the Globers is being told that it was a high refraction day and that it was above average because that's the only way you could have seen it. And then I was like, you know what? It's funny how you guys don't even know how to actually account for refraction. You just put in a number. I took the data of the weather that day. I got the humidity, I got the heat, I got the time of day. I have everything you would need to do the real accounting for the refraction that day. And anyways, we can agree that it doesn't do what they claim it does. That still has to be proven also because I've never seen anything pop up over a curve or from past like a corner of a wall. If someone's past the wall, it doesn't appear like he's on in front of me, you know? Like that still has to be proven. I don't feel like just putting in math numbers actually accounts for the phenomenon that we see, and refraction distorts things, and there's not enough distortion in there to say that it was a high refraction day. So I don't think it was a high refraction day, and all they can say against my observation is a extreme refraction for that day. And it's funny how every time I get a calm day and I get to do my observation, it's always those days that have the high refraction according to them. It's never on a wavy day or whatever. It's always on the nice days when there's no wind, no waves, nice and clear outside. I can see exceptionally far compared to usual, but that's high refraction. It should be the opposite. I shouldn't be able to see that far with high refraction, first of all. So that's kind of my point of view on refraction.
Yeah. I was on a live this morning with a Glober, and he was saying that the island didn't look the same, and the coordinates you gave them, it only gave them 34 miles instead of 37 point. And they were trying to find everything. And then he went on the calculator, and he said on the flat Earth map, you should be able to see all of it. And And they,
Yeah, they were asking me to show them the shoreline. I was like, dude, at the height I'm at, I'm 6 inch above the water. So like just a boat passing in the foreground, the wave of the boat would be able to cover the entire island at that height. And even smaller than that, I'm sure you would put a tennis ball in the water 3 miles away and it could cover the entire island from my position. So like the only time I can do that is when there's no waves. That's the only difference. If there's waves, I can't do it from that height. First of all, I get my camera wet, but like the waves hide the island. But if there's no waves and it's a nice and clear crystal day, and I can get out in the morning before the wind kicks in, I can see the whole thing very clearly. And
Refract.
I'm gonna do it again and again and again until they see that it's not a one time deal thing. I've done it already, I think like 3 times. I did it once on live. The one on live I did about it from a 2.5 foot observer height right on the shore because it was a little too wavy for me to get in there. But I can repeat it anytime from 3 feet to 6 inch, as long as the water is not too wavy.
That's like almost touching the water. I saw your video also. Like you're almost in the water with the P1000. Like that mountain shouldn't be visible at all.
It shouldn't be visible at all, and they don't address that. They only want to see the beach, and I'm like, I'm like, this is ridiculous. It's not even an argument. And then all they got is extreme refraction for that day. That's all they can say. Because I looked it up earlier today, and from what I've seen, I don't know if you got a different number, but standard refraction at sea level is 1.0003. Is that what you guys understand about refraction, or am I off?
Keith, what do you
Oh
got?
yeah, they would.
Because there's a guy on TikTok, I think it's Baron, but I think he put like 1.7 refraction for my observation to be able to see the island, and then he's pretending that, oh yeah, you should see it. But yeah, you know what, I'm not gonna try and convince those people that they're lost in the
Oh yeah,
sauce. And
they were gonna come with any excuse, right, against those kind of observations because they are not moving their ass to do things, just claiming things, right? So this is the thing. With infrared, you could reach really, really far. I don't know if you did already the Catalina observation, but you have to look for points that you can reach the maximum. And to get that, also with the IR filter will help you to, because with the IR filter also you cannot have that refraction shit put in inside if they even if they want to, right? Because it's a different spectrum of light. And yeah.
Hey,
yeah, no, I can't wait to try that infrared lens.
it might be a good idea to send that experiment you did to Ben at Taboo Conspiracy. He loves experiments like that, so it may get your name out there and your work out there a little bit more for him to share that on his channel, if you will.
You see this, Hugo?
Yeah, what
20
is that?
bucks. That's an IR filter. 20 bucks on Amazon. It's not the
Okay.
best of the best quality, but it's something to have, right? It's not like the top quality, but it does it work, right? This is of a higher nanometer, but I would have preferred a little bit more less, but it's still something.
Yeah, no, for sure. But it's a little harder finding camera equipment in Mexico and Baja. So I'm gonna wait till I get to the United States, go to a good store, and pick it all up at once. And I also want a GoPro would be nice to have because trying to hold my phone while I'm like showing my camera and everything. If I could have just a GoPro on my head, would help me with my observation. Because sometimes I feel like I should have someone filming me, but I don't always have someone available to like film me while I'm in the water and take pictures and show all the details around me, the lighthouse, the water temperature, the wind, the sun, the humidity. Like I would need like 3-4 cameras in my hands, and then if I drop one, it's in the water. So yeah, that's my next step. A good GoPro, some good lenses, and I'm gonna keep repeating this
Oh yeah,
experiment.
there's a lot of detail.
It's crazy everything they ask us to have, but when they show us curvature, like they say, like they show something like Poncho Bridge or something like that, whatever it is.
Yeah, Pontchartrain.
And they have no information. It's just the picture of someone else that he screenshotted, and that's their proof. Like they didn't go there, they didn't take the weather pattern, they didn't calculate refraction, they don't do anything. They
Yeah,
just show a picture that looks curved, and that's their proof, you know, and they don't take anything into account. And I find that ridiculous. We have to go above and beyond, spend thousands of dollars. I would need to rent a boat and freaking film the island until I get there, and then show the silhouette of the island to make sure it matches. I need to show it on Peak Finder. I need to like have everything, like so many things to do just for one observation, you know.
yeah. The Globers just forget all about the measurable and repeatable part of science. They show observable stuff all the time. The most classic one is the painting from 1972, and say, look, there's the globe. Okay, that's an observation. Where's the measurements, and who's repeating that from space? Say it's ridiculous. You're absolutely right. It's ridiculous. They just totally ignore anything measurable or repeatable when it comes to an observation of curvature.
Well,
Yeah.
I got a funny story about the scientific thing. Today I was on, I won't name him while he's not on here. So I was on Mike Snow's live, and I was half awake and just gotten up. And so I decided to go on to just have a chat with him to see what he's about because I had never heard about him. So we start talking about the model, and um, he starts by talking about the stars, and I'm like, okay, we can talk about that. And then started asking him about the heat of the sun and the heat of the core in the earth. And as soon as I said that, and I started asking question about heat being transferred through gas less fast than through physical matter, he decided he didn't want to talk about science anymore, and he wanted to talk about the curve. So at that point, I laughed, I laughed, and then I said, "Okay, you don't want to talk about science? I'll take that as a win." And then we ended up talking about the theodolites, and then I just let it's not my department, so I let him go on. But yeah, he didn't want to talk about science when they all normally all they do is uh, pray to the science. So yeah.
Well, for the last year and a half, I've noticed a very strong trend that they will not try to engage with science against any knowledgeable flat earther. All they will do is say, "Oh, you're stupid. You need to go back to school. You need to read a kindergarten textbook." Or it's just all insulting, one personal insult after the next. Because I think a lot of them have figured out they can't go science against science, because as soon as they do, we say, okay, that's a good claim, but you don't have any evidence. And they love to say that against us, but no, here's our evidence that's observable, measurable, and repeatable. And the evidence you're trying to bring forth is only observable. You have no measurements. You can't repeat it. Nobody else can repeat it except for one of your globe gods with some, huge budget. In the meantime, it's just simple. Science, like we say on this podcast a lot, that truth is simple, lies are complicated. And flat earth is simple. The truth, the scientific proof of flat earth is so simple. But all of the claims about the heliocentric hypothesis are very complicated. That's why anybody with a little bit of common sense, as soon as they start to question the globe just a little bit, they start taking a step back saying, whoa, there's really no proof here. But you have all these believers, and I call them, religious zealots. They have blind faith in the heliocentric hypothesis, but they cannot give even one piece of empirical evidence that they themselves went out and got to prove what they believe in. Versus all of us have done all of our own experiments with observations and measurements proving that the earth is flat. So yeah, the personal insults have gotten really strong the last few years. For me personally, when I'm online, as soon as a glober insult me or start using profanity, I just block them immediately because they're just a waste of time. They're either totally ignorant or they're a paid shill, one of the two. And I think Vikka mentioned this the other day that some of the more prominent flat earthers that are out there, in my opinion, they tolerate way too much of the irrelevant points from the globers. They give the Glopers way too much credit and or way too much time to
Fine.
sh-
Yeah.
to share their completely irrelevant points, because until they can come up with some kind of measurable curvature, observable and measurable, we don't have to talk about gravity and refraction and all this stuff. Where is your proof? They want to deny your proof that you have, that you observed and measured, but they can't give you any proof for anything that they observed and measured. So it's been, for me, I've been doing this 7 years, 5 years, pretty hardcore. And it's just like, I have so little tolerance for the ignorance of the Globers now, especially when they want to change the subject. Like you would show them your 37 miles or whatever it was you just did, and they're like, "Oh yeah, okay, well you did 37. Why can't you see to China? Why can't you just look across the ocean?" I mean, it's an
Well,
irrelevant
they
point.
want to see the shoreline from the others from six
It's
inches above. That's
it's
Th-
it's
that's hysterical.
it's
The,
beyond stupid. I mean, it's funny at times, but I just get tired of it. So most of the time, the Globers are coming up with these many irrelevant points. I just block them and move on.
Man, I've been asked on my observation, why don't you see inland Mexico then behind the island? I'm like, are you joking? It's like I'm at the thickest part of at the Atmos, and like you can't see forever through that haze. Sometimes another island beside me, so there's three islands. There's Tortuga, there's Inez, and then there's another one. I keep forgetting the name, but that one has a pretty tall mountain on it. It's not too far, and when I was at my last location, I could look at it, and some days you see it super clearly, and it's impossible that mountain would be over the curve. Doesn't matter how much like they think Earth curves, like, it's too close for that and too high. And some days I can barely even see it, and I'm sure on some days it completely disappears, and that's not even that far. And there's nothing between me and that mountain. I have a perfect straight shot. So just that, to me, everyday experience, sorry, that you can see to a certain limit to what is between you and that object. In the air, it's not just air. There's gases. There's moisture. There's all kind of things happening. Heat waves, distortions. Even with a 10 times more zoom camera, it doesn't mean I'm going to be able to see that far. It depends on the weather. That's why on the weather apps, it tells you visibility is 10 kilometers today, 30 kilometers tomorrow, or whatever. It always varies. You never see the same distance, and every day is different, and it's hard to find a perfect day for the observations to work. So like you can't just go there and expect to have perfect results every time. You got to go there, do it again, do it again. It has to be repeatable, verifiable, and testable. And then we measure the distances, we do the math, and it doesn't work. It just doesn't work.
yeah, but what I've seen with some of the Globers is like they believe their model is so perfect. So you need to counter that perfect model. You need the perfect proof. That's what it's like. They won't accept anything but like you will see a full island with the shore 100 miles away. Then they probably won't even believe it at that point. And
Yeah,
to be
right.
honest, but like sometimes sometimes I don't even want to try anymore. But I'll go to some Globers that are more rational. There's some out there that are rational. Even Baron can be rational sometimes when you communicate with him and you flatter him by asking him questions about his things, and then you can catch him in a little flaw and things like that. But there's Globers like I don't know if you guys know Isaac Unleash,
Not familiar.
the guy with the white eyes, the demon eyes, and that
Oh yeah.
guy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my 11-year-old daughter has more common sense, critical thinking than that guy. And I've taught my 11-year-old daughter about flat Earth and not to believe in like everything, and I've shown her, and she's wide awake, and she's 11, and she tells her friend, and I kind of got in trouble with the school, but she's an awesome kid, like. She's me.
That's great.
Oh yeah,
What
as you
happened
said,
with the
like common
school?
sense is missing.
Common sense ain't so common.
No, it's not just common sense. It's just the ability to use reason and logic. I mean, their common sense, their reason, their logic. It's like it's missing. It's been stolen from them through the
Not
brain.
taught in this. Nah, the opposite is taught in schools, bro, with the
Yep.
facts and
Yep.
and the need for those concrete answers eliminates us having any discussion between a question and the flat earth. They say, oh, they can't agree on anything, these guys. It's like, well, you know what? We're up against 500 years of hardcore, trillions of all the finances you could imagine, indoctrination. So, yeah, it can be a struggle at times. But you know what? The lack of curve has been proven over and over countless times. Like I don't understand how much more you want after that. It's not. There's no curve there
Now
everywhere.
they've just lost their ability to use reason, logic, and common sense. I was having a conversation with two of my Globe friends a couple weeks ago. One of them is a science teacher I've mentioned on here. One of them is a pilot that I have put out a video, just a personal message to him, like an open message. And so, and they brought it, the deal is if you bring it up, I get to ask questions. So they brought up flat Earth. And so I asked the pilot this time, I said, okay, so tell me and tell our other friend here, does your top of descent calculation assume a flat baseline? Well, of course it does. I mean, we can ask Brett or other people from Flatten the Curve, but he didn't answer the question. He avoided the question by saying, well, top of descent has a lot of variables, the wind and the speed and the blah. Okay, but he didn't answer the question. He did not tell me if the baseline is flat on the top of descent calculations. And so he said, I got to get to work, guys. I'll see you. Bye. And then my friend, the other friend, the science teacher, texted me and said, you're pushy with the stuff. I said, I'm not pushy. I just asked a question, and I want you to notice our pilot friend, who's been a pilot for decades now, he didn't answer the question. He didn't tell you yes, it assumes a flat baseline, or no, it doesn't. He just avoided the question. So a lot of these guys, I think some of them do know, but they can't. They just can't. They can't acknowledge it. Their ego gets involved. Their pride gets involved, and then you just got other people who like
God.
their reason, logic, common sense is broken. So I mean, I'm trying to focus more on people who are sincerely asking questions and sincerely open-minded, people who want to argue the point and try to defend their belief about the globe. Yeah, after 7 years now, I realize it's really just a waste of time. And after a while, it gets aggravating and stuff. So let's just, let's help the people that we can help and just kind of avoid those that we can't, because chances are my two buddies are going to go to their grave thinking they live on a spinning wet rock in outer space.
Yeah. There's someone saying in chat, if there's gravity, why are we all squished? Because they say gravity exists, but it's the force of gravity is so minuscule for the Newtonian gravity that it doesn't matter. Like if you look at electromagnetic forces, it's stronger to the 10 to the 36 stronger than gravity. So yeah, you don't need gravity. You don't need to account for gravity in anything because it's such a weak force, like it is such a weak argument.
A weak theory.
Yeah. Well, nowadays, if someone asks me, it tells me it's gravity, I tend to do to ask. I think it was Nathan or maybe Gene Tech or I don't remember. They said which one, Newtonian, Einsteinian, or nowadays, or are you trying to solve the quantum gravity problem? And they're like, well, it's all the same. No, it's not.
No, it isn't.
Like Newtonian is a pull. Einsteinian is basically a push because you're bending, pushing down on space time. So you have a force that push and pulls, which uh, cannot exist because for each force you need a counter force, and the actual force cannot be its own counter. And then you got the quantum gravity problem, where there's no gravity at the metaphysic level. And don't let's not forget about our best friend Helium, that doesn't give a fuck about gravity.
Yeah, did you
Yeah.
guys see that interview on Joe Rogan? I forget who it was. You've probably all seen it, but he's either an astrophysicist or theoretical physicist, and he's calling out people like Michio Kaku and stuff, saying you guys are out of control. This quantum gravity, it just doesn't work. It doesn't exist, and we've got real good scientists that have lost their jobs and lost their careers because they're questioning this. I don't remember the guys. Maybe you guys have seen it, but if not, maybe look up the physicist that's on the Joe Rogan podcast. But he's literally, disrupting the narrative on this idea of quantum gravity.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Can you repeat? I actually missed that. I got a text from my mom.
Yeah, well, there's a physicist, either I think he's an astrophysicist, on Joe Rogan. He knows all the science, but he's coming out against people like Michio Kaku, saying, "Hey, he's out of control. We got to rein him in." And these other guys, this quantum gravity doesn't work. It's never worked. We've got really good scientists that are against it, and they've lost their jobs or lost their careers because they're contradicting, the claims of this quantum gravity. This next, like you say, the third gravity. We got gravity 1, 2, and 3. We got Newton and Einstein, and now quantum.
Yeah.
But the this, if you haven't seen that interview on Joe Rogan, he's really kind of disrupting and questioning the mainstream science on this idea of quantum gravity.
Oh yeah. I've heard that one. And talking about what's his name, Mukaku, that physicist there.
Yeah,
Isn't he the one that said in an interview that in the field of theoretical science right now, and the science of space and astrophysics, their equations are off by a 10 to the 120th.
120th, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's him.
in the normal science field, like physics, biology, microbiology, when you have an equation that's off by 10 to the third,
30th.
then it's considered a failure and
Impossibility.
non-factual. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, like make your science make sense.
Hey guys, it was
Yeah.
good with you. I'm gonna have to go play dad, but I will check you later. Nice to meet you guys. I'm sure I'll see you around online.
Yeah.
Perfect. Have a good one.
Nice to
All
meet
right.
you, Keith. See you
Nice to
around.
meet you.
Later, guys.
Later, Keith. Be good, bro.
See you, Keith.
Yeah. How can you call something
Oh
10 to
yeah,
the
Keith.
120th? Even how
You
is
can
that even
find also
remotely
him
legit?
on YouTube.
Sorry, bro.
Go ahead, Gene.
I was just going on about the being, astrophysicists and cosmologists being off by 10 to the 120th. How's that even remotely acceptable at all? Like, so where are they not off and where are they off, kind of thing? Where are they telling us? It just raises so many questions, that one little statement he made. He said that a long time ago, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's basically it's a scientific theory, so it's a fact. Uh,
That's a good one.
I think that could be that loophole. When people start to question outer space and evolution, they're going to say, no, we taught it as a theory. Look, it's just we're not teaching it as real. I bet you they're going to do something like that. They'll backtrack, and they left loopholes behind for themselves.
They always do. That's why in all their flying models and paper trails, they assume flat, non-rotating Earth. Because once they get
Yes.
caught, we'll say, "Well, it was just a theory. We are basing off a flat, non-rotating Earth." So they have a backup plan already. It's right there in our face, but no one sees it. But I guess Some of us do, but it's right there. They already have their backup plan. You know,
Yeah,
I
that's
call
true.
those subliminal messages to try and like I guess
it's predictive programming, Hugo.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
subliminal messages is like you don't even perceive it with your eye, but your subconscious gets it. Predictive programming is it's in your face, but you believe the lie. I show you the truth, but you consent to the lie. That's predictive programming.
Okay, but I mean like for the blogger for the Globers, it's like a subliminal message because they read it, but they don't comprehend it.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah, that way, yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, okay, yeah. Now I see where you're going.
yeah. So that was my way of
Oh,
I was about to say like the Globers they don't see it even though when they pass over it they still don't see it. So it's like a subliminal message for them.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, because they saw it in so many commercials and movies before that, in little ways, big ways. So they become conditioned to it through the years. So when it happens in reality, you're already kind of softened up to it. They beat you up with it already for 10 years. So it's like, it makes people apathetic.
Another theory that's fun. I just thought about it right now. I saw a paper 2 years ago while I was doing research on the flat Earth, about the grandfather, the creator of the Big Bang theory, um, admitted that his maths were wrong and that it doesn't stand. I need to find that paper again because that's another theory that they bow down and believe the Big Bang. Even all astrophysicists are looking for the beginning of the Big Bang. The Big Bang,
Yeah,
right?
they know up to a millionth of a second before, but before that, they're like, "Oh, we don't know anymore." A
Yeah, yeah.
millionth of a second, they're telling us, like, "We got the fuck
But
out of here."
the founder of that theory admitted that the math was wrong, and
Good.
yet they
oh yeah.
deny that and they still believe in it.
Well, every time it changes, right? You got to forget what you thought you knew and adapt to the new thing you think you know now, and be ready for the next time you got to drop what you think you know to know different stuff because this is old now. This is not good science anymore. Like it's crazy. That's evolution right there.
Oh, let's not talk about the evolution theory.
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying, right? The same thing goes for the evolution theory, the descent from Darwinism. We have a whole podcast on that. There are
Yeah.
scientists, academics, and people who are against the evolution theory because there is no evidence of it, right?
Well, did you see that paleontologist? I think someone that studies bones and stuff like that. I don't know if it's paleo. Anyways,
Yeah.
uh, she was given
Fossils.
what was supposed to be a bone dinosaur, a dinosaur bone, that was supposed to be carbon dated. It was carbon dated for like 6.5 million years ago or something like that. And she found red blood cells and formaldehyde in the bone.
And formaldehyde.
Yes.
Wow. What? And was it an animal? What kind of? Did they know what kind of animal it was?
She never said. She just said, "Oh yeah, we found in a bone of this dinosaur living red blood cells and formaldehyde."
Oh.
I don't. I can't find that paper anymore, but that was like 7 months ago.
They took that up. They're like, "Oops, that's
Yeah,
too
I've
much."
seen it, and all the good papers are always so hard to find again. Like when you find something, you gotta save it, put it on a like separate. How do you say that? Like a
Hard drive,
USB
yeah.
or whatever. Yeah, hard drive,
And copy,
and
hard
you gotta
copies of
save
it.
it and file everything because as soon as they notice that we're using their stuff that's not good for them, they
Gone.
Oh
it's
yeah.
gone. It's so hard to find.
Even the August Picard testimony, they manipulated about the upturned edge. Now there are different variations.
Well,
They
we
are
all know what the
literally
upturn edge is.
exactly. They're literally in real time modifying crap. That's why all the AI, all the algorithms, the bots, all of them are really listening and trying to come up with contra. This is the thing. So, oh yeah, people, there's a link in the chat up above pinned. If you guys want to jump in and say hello, we have an open mic. We have some friends from TikTok here. So, yep. Oh yeah, and this is the people. These people they had for the Newtonian time. They had the Newtonian one, and then after they had the Einstein for the middle generation now, and for the newer generation, they want this quantum bullshit. Everything that had the word quantum to it, it's a freaking bullshit, right? It's totally crap.
That's true.
Yeah, you're right. Setneg, was it the priest was the Big Bang Theory, right? I'm looking at the comments now.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
big
founder of the
facts.
Big Bang Theory was a Jesuit priest. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of science in that field. Jesuit priest.
And he goes, Shift Eyes. Jesuit priests are very well versed in science. Setnet, it came to him in a dream.
That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, did we lose him?
Exactly. I think so. You can jump back, Seal.
I'm not sure. Did he say his phone was charging?
Yeah.
Yeah, he might have. He might not have been able to recover the battery if it was that low.
Yeah, so it's my first time coming on YouTube and a channel to talk online, and I appreciate the invitation, guys. I didn't even know you do that. Do you do that often?
Every Sunday. We do that
Every
every
Sunday.
Sunday, brother.
Okay, well that's good to know.
Oh, good to see you, brother. Good to see you.
Uh, I accidentally got kicked myself out. So I
Yeah.
decided, since I left you guys hanging, I'd see. Hey,
Yeah, so I'm trying to recognize you, but I don't think I do.
how
Oh
old
yeah,
are you? How old are
I
you?
was
I'm 31.
Oh, I'm 6 years older than you. So I left high school before you even got to high school.
Okay,
Do you have an older sister I might have dated or something?
yeah, I have an older sister, but she's only a year older than me, so I don't think you
Oh
would have
no,
met
never
her
mind.
either.
Gotta say, Vika, man, I was just gonna come and just watch the
in the
live. I
chat. They're
didn't think
saying, "Oh, just kids."
So yeah, I didn't even think I'd be part of the live, but I was the first guy in. I was so excited to watch your live because I watched your videos, and I've been on for an hour and a half talking with you guys. This is amazing. I love this.
Yeah, same here, man. I never expected to be able to come on the live. I just saw that Vika was live, and I came to watch. And then I saw you three talking, and then you noticed me in the chat, and we're like, "Come up, come up." I was like, "Okay, you know what? I'm gonna come up."
Yeah,
Hey
and it's
guys, why don't you do me a favor, guys? Both of you let people in the
Oh yeah,
chat know
brother.
where
We
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 can find you.
what?
uh,
If you got any links to your videos or whatever, you want to make friends with me.
Oh,
Let people know where to find you.
me, it's Azael on TikTok. Basically, that's I'm only on TikTok. I'm banned from posting anything on Facebook. So
Uh,
yeah, so
I
same with me. It's my name at the bottom of the screen there, Hugo Boss on TikTok, and I don't really use other platforms either. I have a Facebook, but it's more for my family and friends. So if you want to find me, it's on TikTok.
excellent.
yeah, same
Oh
here.
yeah, brother. Norm. Go ahead, Azil.
I was just gonna say same here. I don't post much on TikTok, but I participate in live and I listen a lot on lives. I spy on Globers. I create links in my head. I have a 3D vision, 3D mind. So like I build stuff in my head and I can see things. I don't know if I'm the only one in the world, and probably not, but my mind works like that. So I like to connect dots. I share my ideas, and yeah, that's what I do. So you'll find me on lives, either talking to Globers or talking to you guys, and talking about life and flat Earth and creation and just being a human with a social life on TikTok.
That's great.
Awesome.
Yeah. That's
This is
what they
this is the
don't
thing.
want. That's what,
Normal. Go ahead, Gene.
I was just gonna say that's what they don't want, us to communicate and be friendly with each other and care about each other. So we're beating the system like that, guys.
Yeah, and I like to, since I'm traveling all over Mexico and the United States, there's so many people that I've met on TikTok, like great people like Gene and Nathan and Seven Club and all those guys that are doing great work. And I'm gonna go try and meet up with them and do an experiment together and travel the country and do experiment all over the United States. There's another one I can't remember his name that he invited me for July 22nd around close to Gene's area. I'm not gonna mention it on here, but
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
United
you
States
know.
somewhere.
You're talking
Oh,
about
in
over
the
there in New
states.
Jersey?
Yeah, in the states, and I'll be heading
Yeah.
back to towards Canada also because I have to go do a couple things there. But then I'll be back driving down the states. So I'm gonna I already met up with Captain. I don't know if you know Captain.
TikTok?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, from TikTok.
Yeah, I think
Captain
so.
Save a Plane. So I went to his
Right.
place on my way down, and I'm trying to meet up and get get their infos and keep in touch and meet up for experiments. And I think that's the best we can do is unite and figure out different things to do and observe and show that it's flat, it's geocentric, and we're not crazy.
Yeah, same thing with me. I met a lot of people, and they're having a gathering in South Ontario, around the Toronto area and the Lake Ontario. And I'm gonna try to go and meet up with them. Candy Girl's gonna be there. Chris is gonna be there, and a bunch of other people from TikTok. So for me, it's gonna be my first meetup if I can go there, and I hope I do because I want to be part of it. Other than that, I'm working with Nathan right now. We're trying to buy a flare gun and some other tools to make some other observation and experiments. Yeah.
Nice. Flair, what is that?
Oh
What
yeah,
kind?
that's
It's
progress.
A flare gun. It's a thermal imagery gun.
right, infrared, right?
Thermal imagery. So it
Okay.
takes the temperatures.
You just have to point like a gun, and it tells you the temperature of something.
Yeah, but
Nice.
a FLIR will show you the actual image in temperature scales. We want to take a
Outline, right?
temperature scaling of the moon, because
Nice.
me and Nathan, he was showing pictures and the UV rays on Earth, and a picture, a FLIR image of the moon. And the moon, you see it's red, 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 with a little blue circle and a little bit of fading on the edges. But if you look at the UV, so the actual concentration of the sunlight on Earth, it's all based around the equator. If the moon's a sphere, it should almost look the same on the moon than on Earth, even though we have a stronger
Look at this
atmosphere. But
signature.
yeah, like it's very, very like spread out equally on the globe, but very,
Right,
very
right,
intense on the moon. So we want
right.
to try to see that with the phases too, how it interacts and difference between the new moon, to the full moon, back to the new moon.
Oh, I can't wait to see that,
That's a
man.
great idea. I love it. I can't wait to
Yeah.
see that. Also, I think I was on the live this morning when Nathan showed that picture of the moon and the sun, the difference between the two with that
The UV
aperture.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think I was on the live this morning.
That was one of my first ever live on Nathan's and on TikTok that I participated in, and he showed a picture of the fleur of the moon, and then after a couple pictures after that that we was showing, he showed the UV index of Earth, and I was like, dude, that doesn't make sense. Honest, like you just showed a temperature and UV index, which is close enough. UV index is where the sun hits and burns the most, and then we put them together and we started to make an hypothesis, and we want to go towards that and all that good stuff. Nathan's a smart guy. He came up with a lot of observations and findings, like the silicone for the moon as a semiconductor, and how it reacts and it can expand, and the buildup in the craters. He's awesome. And then I looked into meteorites and asteroids, and what do you think they're made of? Silicon, nickel, and iron. So we believe that the asteroids might come from the moon. And there was asteroids not long ago, right after the full moon. So with the buildup of silicon, there's some falling off. Maybe it's an hypothesis, but we're going to be looking into that. I'm trying to get more records of known asteroid showers and asteroid record recorded to been falling on Earth, and then the dates and set them up with moon phases. So that's what I'm looking into doing on my time off.
Nice.
That's
Because
awesome. That's great. Yeah, that's what we have to continue progressing like that on different observable, repeatable science, right? To keep breaking this globe, right? Because these people are just rambling the same unupdated stuff again and again, but we have to continue with that, right? So, also in the link in the chat right now, I just left a link of a Telegram group that is also for people who are on TikTok. So we have a place to share different videos and files and chat in real time also. So Hugo, there's the link in the chat. Asiel and everybody in the chat. That's of a messenger. Sorry, Telegram link. So if you guys want to join, we also share there a lot of stuff.
This
Continue,
yeah,
guys.
morning, you sent me that link. I tried copying it, and it brought me to a chat that was a complete other language that I don't understand. Is there like people from all over the world in there, or did I get the
No,
wrong one?
no, no. No, it's a wrong one. Try to click one right now that I shared in the YouTube link in the YouTube chat. Try
I
Okay.
don't
clicking from there.
I don't even know how to get Telegram on my phone, because every time I put in my Canadian phone number, it tells me it stops. It doesn't load anything when I try to register my phone. So I have no. Maybe I'll need some private guidance on how to get a Telegram, because right now my only social media is TikTok, and for my girlfriend and kids, Snapchat.
So the link that I just shared on try to click the link. Maybe it will show you an option to uh, get access. There's a link just now I shared on YouTube in the chat right now, which says t-t.me with a link. So that might try to. Uh, I don't think it's banned in Canada. Are you guys up here still there?
Yeah, I'm still there. I'm trying to figure out the that link. I tried to copy it on my thing there, and I can't seem to find
Are
it yet.
Are you on your mobile right now? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, this is the thing. Maybe you have to click that link directly, and it should take you instead of copying the link. You have to click that link because that link is clickable.
Hey, it
Okay.
actually worked. It actually sent me a code to activate. And last time I tried for like a week, it would never send the code to my phone, but it actually did right now.
Nice.
So I'm gonna set that up or set that up.
Nice.
But I gotta go. I've been putting my girlfriend aside. She's been texting me for a little while because the conversation was good, and I just didn't want to leave, and I'm having a good time. But yeah, thank you again for having me, Vika, and I'll see you around TikTok. Thanks, Gene, for having me too. I guess it's both your podcasts or you're a guest.
You're welcome anytime, brother. Great to
Oh
see you.
yeah.
Okay, and just
Thanks
let
for
me know
inviting me.
whenever
Oh yeah.
you're. We all stopped at the same time. Yeah, I was just saying, let me know anytime you're on live here. I'll come and chill with you guys or just be in the chat box if I'm busy. But thanks again for the great content, Vika and Jean. And wish you the best. And I'll see you around on TikTok.
Yeah, I just did the same
Oh
thing
yeah, brother.
as
Thanks
Ael
for
earlier.
passing by and also for that gold member, brother. Absolutely appreciate that. And yeah, we do have open mic sometimes during weekdays because normally we do on Sundays. We have specific guests. So today it was a change. That's why we did the open mic, but we try to do open mic sometimes so that the people come and share and join. So absolutely, brother. Here, there, TikTok, this is all to get together in different ways, right? And also on Telegram and YouTube, on Facebook, right? We are everywhere. So that's amazing. Thank you, brother, for being here.
Yeah, pleasure was mine. See you around.
Okay, bye, Azael.
Bye,
Thanks,
you guys.
Al.
See
See
you.
you,
Bye,
bro.
brother.
Yeah, I kicked myself out accidentally trying to access that link.
But did you finally got it?
So I tried clicking on the link, but it tells me I gotta enter my YouTube code. I don't remember my code to connect my YouTube to it, so I'm gonna have to like quit and maybe get it from the chat after. Or if you can send
Okay,
it to me
cool.
on TikTok, I can try and click it from there too.
Yeah, there got to be a way.
I try looking for you. I try to look for you on Telegram, but wasn't able.
So
Or even if you
Telegram,
find World Flat Earth Association on Telegram and you join that yeah,
okay,
on
so
try World Flat Earth Association on Telegram. So once you join that group, I can then directly send you a DM with the link or chat.
Telegram, is it like WhatsApp? Do you give like your number out and then you have my Telegram, or how does it work when you want to trade info? Because I don't even know
No,
from
no,
where you copy the link. Like I don't know how that works yet.
it works almost like WhatsApp, but unless you add a contact or something, the personal info is not exchanged. If no, you can just like your username will be seen.
Okay, okay, okay. Well, if you put the info and send it to me on TikTok, I'll try and connect myself to you tonight on Telegram, and I'll check the link that you just posted in the chat. Also, I could post my observation there so that more people can see it.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Oh yeah, brother. And once you have something more concrete and like when you say we can even make a video on that and share it here also on Facebook and different places and here on YouTube too. Absolutely.
Yeah, I have a few more observations coming. That was just this one was just a warm up. I just looked outside, I saw it wasn't wavy, and it was a perfect day. And I was like, I wonder if I can do an observation from here. And then I looked at the furthest island that I could find around me, and it was that one, the Tortuga. And then I was like, let's try and film it from here. and then I'd zoom in from the shore, and then I was like, oh, you know what? I see it really well. And then let's try to get lower. Let's try and get lower. And then I was at the point where my tripod was at the lowest setting. And I'm like, okay, well, at this point, I need to get in the water. So I was like, you know what? Let's just go in the water. And yeah, the camera was right in, right in there. I was hoping that no wave would show up or a boat. And then I'm looking through the camera and I don't see the wave coming, and then I just get hit by a wave. But yeah, no, it was fun, man. I like doing those observations. I find they're great proofs. You know, not everybody wakes up to the same thing. Some people, it's observations like I do. Some people, it's the Bible. Some people, you know, it's just cosmology. We all have our thing. Like you
Yeah.
said earlier, it's nice to have everyone diversify in what they like and what they want to talk about. And I'm mostly focused on observations for now. Maybe at one point I'll change and bring that to a new level. But yeah, for now, all I got is my P950, and I'm traveling in a lot of places, so I see a lot of bodies of water where I can test my camera's ability to see how far I can see things and how much curvature should there be, and I love testing that stuff.
What
Oh
about
yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
have you ever thought about getting into a city and doing long distance from tops of some of the buildings?
No, I haven't really thought about that yet. But what do you mean by tops of the building? Like, so, like, just from the top of a building to like a mountain or a building across
Oh yeah,
like
whatever.
Toronto or whatever, stuff
Sure,
like that.
anything. You know,
Yeah, yeah. Well,
anything you could possibly spot from you know, even if it's like a 20-story building, not, you know, it still gives you height advantage, which may enable you to see something that still should be hidden behind the curve, you know?
oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Like, I actually did another observation in Guerrero Negro. It's about 4 hours away from me. I can't remember the exact name of the island on top of my head, but it was 68 miles away. And then I hiked up to a lighthouse, and then I was observing outside, and then I could faintly see the silhouette of the island like really, really far. And I'm like, what is that?
Uh,
You know, I looked on my GPS, and there's an island there 68 miles away. The elevation was pretty high though, so the amount of curve wouldn't have hit the whole island.
all right.
But I could see that highest peak, and I could see all the ones below it. So
Wow.
I hiked down the mountain. I went down to the beach because I was at a pretty high elevation, maybe like 80 feet.
Okay.
So I went down to the beach and I tried zooming back in on it again, and I could still see it from the beach. So that's like not even. I think I was my tripod goes to 4 feet uh, top height, let's say, unless I extend it, but then it becomes wobbly. So I never extended more than 4 feet.
Okay.
And I could still see the whole thing, the same thing. So I got a video from the lighthouse and I got a video from the beach, and I want to compare the two, and maybe with peak finder and stuff like that, I can figure out what
So
exact
were
peak
you
I'm looking at and how much of the island am I seeing from 68 miles away. And I was at pretty much sea level. I was 5 feet above the ocean max.
so did you manage to get up that lighthouse on the top?
Okay, so not the one here. Here I'm in Mulegé, and the lighthouse is not accessible. The other lighthouse I went up in was in Guerrero Negro, and that lighthouse is like out of commission. So going up the lighthouse was funny because like it's all metal stairs that are crooked. Some of them are missing and broken. So it wasn't a safe trip to go up there, but I went up there anyways.
Nice. That's
And
awesome.
just
I
to get
love
my
it.
observation, and then I like pretty much climbed back down because the stairs weren't too great.
Coming down is
And
harder than going up.
yeah, honestly, I was filming on my way up, and on the way down I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna need both of my hands for this. But yeah, so I got that one. I'm just gonna have to need to contrast the video to be able to like see a little bit better through all that haze that was in the atmosphere between me and the mountain. But yeah, no, that was a pretty good observation. And I want to learn more about what I saw, and I want to repeat it again on my way up. So I want to get it maybe as much footage as I can of that, and then compare from high elevation, low elevation with Peak Finder, find out which peak, how high they are, and how much of that island I was seeing, because it could be a pretty good proof that we're on a level topographical plane.
Oh, that's excellent. I gotta, and your stuff is posted on your TikTok, right?
So that one's not posted. I only put it in my computer because I have to download the program, like I said, because there was a lot of haze at the
Yeah.
distance.
Right.
So like I can only see the silhouette. So I'm gonna try and contrast the video a little bit more to make the mountain appear more distinct between all that haze. If I would have had the infrared camera lens, that would have helped a lot on that shot for sure. But yeah, and then like I said, I have lots more coming that I'm gonna try and do. Get a little bit more elevation this time, and try and see islands like 100 kilometers away.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's what made me think of the buildings, because I'm from Brooklyn. I've been in Manhattan. I've been in so many buildings in Manhattan. I don't even know how many buildings I've been in on the top floor. Growing up down there, you just go hang out in the city and do things. So I was wondering if the buildings would caught your attention or not.
Honestly, any observation I can do and I have time to do, if I'm at the right location and I got the right weather, I'll be looking for a location where I can see. And usually I like to try and start from higher to locate what I want to see, like if it's an island or a building, and where exactly I have to point my camera. So I start from a higher elevation, and then I work my way down, and then I do it. Let's say I'm 50 feet up. I'll look again with my camera once I reach 30 feet, and then I'll look again once I reach like 10 feet, and then I'll try and go on the shoreline and get the observation as low as I can from there.
That's a great method.
Oh yeah, the globe being destroyed in real time, live with live audience.
Yeah.
That's what Hugo was doing and is doing on every day TikTok. Awesome, brother. Awesome. So, yeah, guys, it looked like nobody else want to come up and say hello to us, and we are almost 2 hours our time limit of our podcast. So we will be having our last thoughts on this, and if still somebody wants to say hello. But yeah, yeah, Hugo, it's amazing, brother. So keep going, like keep like you're gonna get better. You have support from the community from everywhere to help you in that. So absolutely, brother. You getting in that water. I know it's so difficult to do this kind of experiment. There's a lot depends if the mother nature helps you or not. If one thing is good, one thing is not good. You can even sometimes prepare for days, but that moment is sometimes not there. So absolutely, brother, all that effort is not gonna go in vain. So keep going.
Well, thank you for the kind words, and I always tell everybody, don't trust us, go test it yourself. And the best way to figure out we've been lied to is to go and prove that we've been lied to. So that's what I like to do as often as I can. And so far from Canada to Mexico, I haven't found the curvature. And I'm going back to Canada, and I'm gonna keep trying to find it. And I'm gonna be posting all my videos. Usually, I post them on TikTok. I'm not a very good editor, so I'll try and get better at it and improve my videos as much as I can from there.
Absolutely, absolutely, brother. So don't be a glober, just claiming things and parroting things, and of unupdated stuff, right? Move and do things. A perfect example is here. Our brother Hugo was from the community of TikTok Flat Earth gang that we have there. That, as I said earlier, we are destroying Globers not only on daily basis but also hourly and minutely basis live, right? So absolutely, that was amazing to have some of our friends from TikTok over here. uh, Geocentric was there earlier, even before we got live. We had a small chat with him. We had Asil, Rakia was there also in the chat. So yeah, this is what it's for, to share in different platforms and share the truth more further. So thank you, brother, for being here. Any last thoughts?
Well, like Vika was saying, if you want to see my channel, all I have is a TikTok right now. My name is Hugo.boss with 3S. I'm on TikTok, and I'll be there for a good while, and I got lots more observations coming. Thank you, everyone, and it was great being on.
Oh yeah, brother, absolutely. As we speak, I'll try to share your link in the chat here. Thanks for being here, brother. And Gene, last thoughts, brother.
Oh yeah, great chat, guys. It was a nice little change in the action for us too. You know, we have a lot of guests. We have a lot of very specific topics we talk about. So tonight was great, and I'd like to thank everybody who was here. Azil, Geocentric, Hugo, Keith. You know, thanks everybody in the chat. It's always great to see you guys. Thanks for showing up and spending your time with us. I hope you had an interesting time with us tonight too. You know. So Hugo, if um, if you think you're gonna make it to New Jersey in September for this meetup I just heard about today, let me know, bro. I think I would like to try and get out there. So it might
Perfect.
be.
Sounds good. I probably won't stay in Canada very long. I applied to go out of Canada for a full year. I just have to go back to do a couple things, and then I'll be back on the road heading down. So I could make it on my travels to stop in New Jersey. Just made me remember. Is it on the West Coast, East Coast? Where about?
Nah,
It's
Jersey's in the Northeast. It's right near New York.
okay. Okay. Well, that's actually right on my way. Even better.
All right. Well, I think it was September 22nd was the date I saw. So we'll look into it, man. If it's really gonna happen, maybe we'll be able to hang out, meet up. You
Yeah, that'd
never
be
know.
great.
Yeah, you know, I was gonna say to Azil, if he gets to go to any meetups, I would highly recommend it. I went to the one in Tennessee in December, and it was just awesome. Great
Are you
experience.
talking about the Dino Odol debate?
Yes.
I was supposed to be there, but the Christie that I'm traveling with got really sick, and
Oh,
that delayed me just enough to miss the debate. I was supposed to be there also, and I missed it. But I watched it on YouTube, and I was there in heart.
excellent. Wow, we were that close, man. I almost met you.
Yeah, that was close.
Yeah, you would have met Nathan, David Weiss, Kevin Bobbitt, Keith. Bro, ton of
I
people.
know.
So
I'm
many
so
people
I'm
were there,
so
man.
sad I missed that, but there's gonna
Yeah,
be more occasions, and like I said, I'm
absolutely.
traveling
Yeah.
all over the place, and I'll make sure I get to see everybody.
Yeah, dude. And I would recommend, man. I would love to see your stuff in other venues because like let's say Facebook or YouTube might not be your favorite, but other people like it. So it's kind of like for them, not for you as much, because your stuff is great, man. And
Thank
and it has so much potential to reach a lot of people, brother.
Thank you, and I'll do my best to keep up the good work.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Oh
Looking
yeah,
forward.
brother. The link of Hugo, I could finally put it in the chat. It's right there. TikTok. Follow Hugo on TikTok. Right now, you can follow him there. At least some link you got. And yeah, as Gene said, yeah, we will. This is what we are for, right? To share real progress, brothers. So absolutely. So, Gene, last thought, brother.
Yeah, I was just saying thanks to everybody, and hopefully I get to meet Hugo in September, well, along with who knows who else might show up there. You never know, bro. So
Yeah,
no,
man.
it's fun to dismantle the globe with you guys. It really is, and the crowd is getting bigger. we're shrinking the world as we're expanding it as well. It's a great little dichotomy going on.
Oh yeah,
Okay. Well, thank you
absolutely.
for the live, Vika, and I'm gonna head out now. So have a good one. Cheers, everybody, and bye to everyone in the chats also.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Hugo, for being here. And yeah, people, there you have it. Today was an open mic, and we had some guest friends from there. So for sure, we're gonna be doing more of these open mic sessions. So thanks everyone for being here. Make sure you guys check out our next episode of Heliopsychosis podcast. This is your host Vikka Draziv signing out, guys. See you soon next week. Bye, everyone.